I've been trading for 5 years and I've backtested hundreds of strategies, ICT, SMC, supply and demand. But the problem is all of these strategies are complicated or don't work. In the last 3 months, I've averaged over $45,000 a month using only one strategy, which only requires one single candle. It requires no previous experience. It's simple, mechanical, and repeatable. And don't worry, it doesn't require a bias or any complicated concept. In today's video, I will explain you guys the complete strategy and show you the results of the previous week where I had a 100% win rate using just one single candle.
So before we get into the actual backtesting, we have to understand how the strategy works and how we will only use one simple candle for it.
Guys, there's going to be a giveaway question throughout this video, so answer the giveaway question. Good luck.
So first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to wait for 9:30 a.m. the New York Stock Exchange open. We will mostly trade the NASDAQ 100 index, or if you're trading futures NQ, what we will simply do is we will wait for the first 30-minute candle closure. So this candle will represent the 30-minute candle of the NYSE opening. The next step is we will identify the high and the low of the 30-minute candle, which opened at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and closed at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once we have identified the high and the low, we can now move on to the next step. And here, what we will do is we will wait for a 5-minute candle to break and also to close above the 30-minute high or to close below the 30-minute low. In this example, I have a bullish example. This is the first time a 5-minute candle closes above the 30-minute candle's high, which in this case is marked right here with this line, and this is the 5-minute candle. And now we can move on to the final step, which is after we have the 5-minute closure, it's the exact same scenario. We will enter our long position, then put our stop loss below the 5-minute confirmation candle, which closed above the 30-minute candle's high, and then we will aim for a 1:2 risk to reward ratio, and these are the only conditions. And based off these points, we will now backtest the previous week on the Nasdaq, and I'll show you guys how this strategy had a 100% win rate the previous week. So we are right here, right before the NYSE open. Now I will play the first 30-minute candle of the New York Stock Exchange open, and right here we have a bearish 30-minute candle. And as I've told you guys in the introduction of the strategy, what we will do is we will mark the high and the low of this candle, and then what we will do is we will drop down to the 5-minute time frame and wait for a closure above the high or below the low of this 30-minute candle. So now we are on the 5-minute time frame. So now we are just playing price. We are just looking, okay, is there a closure? Only breaks but no closures, as you can see. We're just gonna wait for a 5-minute closure below, and right here we have the first 5-minute candle closing below the low. So now, as you can see, this is the first 5 minutes, so I will enter the trade right here as soon as this 5-minute candle closes, like I told you guys in the introduction of the strategy, and then I will aim for a 1:2 risk reward ratio. So now we are in the trade, so now a bit of a pullback, and then we are going to hit the target to the T. Perfect scenario. And now that we have entered on this trade, we are done for the day, because with this strategy you have only one shot per day. It can be a loss, it can be a win, it doesn't matter. Only one trade per day. And since we executed on one trade, we will now move on to the next day. So now we will get the first 30-minute candle of the New York Stock Exchange open. Right here we have the first 30-minute candle closure, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mark the high and the low of this candle, and then I will wait for a 5-minute closure above the high or below the low. As simple as that. So now I'm just gonna play the price. Okay, so we actually had the closure above already, so the trade is still valid. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna enter right here, and obviously this is our confirmation candle, so the stop loss is below that, and again we will aim for a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio, and in this case it's a buy. I'm gonna put my long position here, take profit up here, and my stop loss below this 5-minute confirmation candle. And then we're not gonna do anything, we'll just let the trade run, and let's see what happens with this trade. Okay, comes back to break even and a little bit drawdown, a little bit consolidation, up and down, very close to our stop loss, but then eventually hits our target to the T. And that's what we are going to do with the strategy, guys. Just simple, one trade, one TP, one SL, and that's it. And this will give you guys a lot of discipline because you have clear rules how to enter a position and also how to exit a trade. So now let's go to the next day. Okay, guys, so we are right before market open. I'm gonna play one more 30-minute candle. So this is our first NYSE 30-minute candle. What we're gonna do is, again, we're gonna mark the high and then also the low of the 30-minute candle, and then we're gonna drop down to the 5-minute time frame and wait for a closure above the high or below the low. Okay, it took the low but didn't close below here. Let's see if we can close above. Here we have the closure above the high with this 5-minute candle. Again, we're not gonna overthink this, we're just gonna enter, put our stop loss below the 5-minute confirmation candle. We're going to aim for 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. Let me put my position in here as well. Take profit is up here and the stop loss is below the confirmation candle. So let's play the price. Okay, comes really close to our stop loss. Let's see a little bit of consolidation, and that's the take profit hit once again. So that's it with this day. Let's go to the next day, which is the 4th day of the week. So guys, we are now at the market open. As you guys can see, I'm just doing what I've told you guys in the beginning when I explained you guys the strategy. Nothing like discretion or whatsoever. It is really mechanical, no questioning whatsoever. And as you can see, it works like clockwork. So one more candle, then we have the NYSE candle right in here. As always, you already know what's going to happen. I'm gonna mark the high and the low and then drop down to the 5-minute time frame. So right here, we're just gonna play price action and see when we get the entry. Okay, right here, we are closing above the 30-minute high. So as our rules tell us, we have to execute on a long position right here, put our stop loss below the confirmation candle, and then aim for a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So right here, I'm just gonna put my stop loss and take profit as well and play price. And once again, a really clean trade. Yes, it came down into drawdown a little bit, but eventually hit our take profit and went even for more than that. So now let's go to the last day. It's just crazy, guys. 4 days, 4 trades, 4 wins, up about 8 R. So let's go to Friday. Okay, guys, so right here, this is an NFP day. As you can see, a huge 30-minute candle. So this is now right before market open. The next candle right here is the NYSE 30-minute candle. So I'm just gonna mark the high and then also the low of the NYSE 30-minute candle, and then immediately drop down to the 5-minute time frame and wait for a closure above or below. So right here we get the closure above the 30-minute high, and what I'm gonna do is just enter right here into long position and then aim for a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio, and right here as well put my take profit and my stop loss right here and just play price action. There you go, guys, another win. So 5 days, 5 wins with this simple 1 candle strategy, guys. It is amazing. These are obviously exceptional results. You're not gonna have 100% win rate every single week with the strategy, but it does have a proven edge. It works really amazing. It is pretty much also a coincidence that the last week this strategy worked this well, but obviously there are going to be periods where you will encounter some losses, but also some winners in a row, and then you can build up on this. But with this strategy, approximately you will have a 60 to 70% win rate. But if you have a risk reward ratio of 1 to 2, you are going to make a lot of money with this easy and simple strategy. As you can see, I didn't mark anything else than the 30-minute high and the low. I didn't look at the trend. I didn't look at any areas of interest or whatever. This is a pure beginner strategy, which also works really well for advanced traders. So if you are struggling with overcomplicated concepts, you don't know anything about bias, whatever, and you don't even want to bother about these kind of stuff, and you want a mechanical strategy, this video is for you. If you missed something during this video, just watch it again. I explained everything step by step in detail, and as you can see throughout the backtesting, I did exactly what I told you guys. Just wait for the 30-minute candle closure, then mark the high and the low, wait for a 5-minute candle closure above the high or below the low, enter into buy or a sell depending on the high or the low, then put your stop above or below the confirmation candle and aim for a 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. It's that simple. Trading is actually really simple, guys. You just have to be disciplined enough to execute on a single strategy for a longer period of time. Guys, it's time for the giveaway question. What do you think about this strategy? Do you think you can pass your next challenge using only this strategy? Let me know what you think. I'm really interested in what you guys think about these kind of videos as well, where we teach you guys some different concepts that we also use in the past before creating our own model. So let us know if you want more of these kind of videos. Just answer in the comments, and good luck. And guys, before wrapping up this video, if you learn our strategies, you can maybe get one of these someday. Make sure you check the link in the description to join our academy for a 7-day free trial, or if you want to learn trading and want to start from zero and become funded, then you can check the second link in the description for our zero to funded trading course. I hope to see you in there. Have a nice day. I hope this video was helpful. See you on the next video.